All right, y'all. So I'm just gonna jump right to it. There's literally no way that I can be diplomatic and try to even come off nice or even semi-positive about this episode because it was a fucking dumpster fire. This is one of the worst series finales in the history of series finales. They have completed the massacre of Game of Thrones. That was not the ending we deserved by a long shot. Not after almost a decade of watching. They clearly needed 2 more seasons to fully flesh out the story and give us the ending that we deserve. 1 season could have been last year leading up to the Battle of Winterfell, and then this season could have finished it all out. That would have gotten us remotely closer to what we should have received as an ending. Instead, we got this fucking rush job from these hacks, apparently, who don't know how to write their way out of a cardboard box and basically are underestimating the intelligence of their audience. Now, if you enjoyed it, that's fucking awesome, man. I wish I was in your shoes because this was a goddamn fire. Like, it was just really bad. So let's talk about the episode. Now let me just say that in my opinion, Tyrion is the best written character in the whole show. He was the most enjoyable character to watch from start all the way to fucking finish. And my favorite scene this episode came from Tyrion, where he threw away his title of Hand of the Queen. And then after that, it was just it was like they didn't fucking care. They did not care. Nobody cared. Now, obviously, they wrote them, we all knew it was coming from last week that Dany had to die. If you didn't know that Daenerys was gonna die or didn't think that was remotely a possibility, I don't know what to tell you. But the way that it was handled was just so anticlimactic and so fucking boring. And Jon, who has been completely ignorant this entire season, continues his ignorance up until just this one moment, and it's like, oh shit, like maybe she is fucking crazy. Like, really? The writing was just so poor, just abrupt shifts in character, like, and things that, these people wouldn't normally do. And then after he kills Daenerys, we get a fucking time skip. Why would they give us a time skip? We don't even see the fucking fallout from the death of Daenerys. We just see Drogon fly off with her fucking body, and Lord knows whatever the fuck Drogon's gonna do, because obviously the dragon's gotta eat something, right? But we don't see any of the fallout. We don't see the Dothraki or the Unsullied freak out at Jon, nothing. We get a fucking time skip, and then we find out that he's locked up. The fuck? What? How is that in any way, shape, or form good writing? Not to mention the fact that they want us to suspend our disbelief so much that these characters that they've built up to be total, complete savages, the Dothraki and the Unsullied, instead of hacking Jon Snow apart, the man who just murdered their queen, they put him in chains and locked him up. Is that what you really want me to believe? That is what you came up with? And then you feed me this fucking who knows long how many weeks or months time skip, and then have everybody show up as Knights of the Round Table, only to give fucking Bran Stark, only to put Bran on the fucking throne. What? Now let me just say, Bran Stark's on the throne, what the fuck ever. At this point, it was literally a toss-up. But the issue here is that Bran Stark has received so little character development, there's no emotional attachment to that. It's just like, I fucking guess. And then the minute he becomes fucking the king, his character changes. Now all of a sudden, he wants to flex on Grey Worm, but now he's a chatterbox. And he's like, oh bitch, I'm the king. Or Tyrion's like, hey, you want to be king? And he's like, what the fuck you think I rolled up here for? Of course I want to be king, bro. Really? Really? So Bran Stark is Doctor Strange now. He knew everything that was gonna happen off rip and just let everything happen up until this point. I thought the 3-eyed Raven was just a recorder of history. What business does he have even wanting the throne? That makes no sense. And to Tyrion's point about his story, no. I think Tyrion had a way better story than fucking Bran Stark. Yeah, Bran went to the fucking wall or whatever, but Tyrion's story and his journey was way better, in my opinion. If anything, he would have been better suited to be on the fucking throne. And that point where they're all speaking about who should be on the throne, not a single person mentions Jon Snow. Even though, for basically the whole season, Tyrion's been saying it should be Jon. Sansa's been saying it should be Jon. They all know he's Aegon Targaryen and nobody brings that up. But wait, what happened to the fucking letters that Varys sent out last episode? It's been weeks or months. Shouldn't everybody know that he's Aegon Targaryen? What was the point of the news that he was Aegon Targaryen? All that was inconsequential in the end. Apparently it doesn't fucking matter whatsoever. What were they thinking, y'all? Like, what were they literally thinking? I know I cannot be the only person that is completely let down by this series finale. Let's also bring something else up. Sansa looks at her brother Bran. She's like, yo, in the north, we not bending the knee. We're gonna remain independent. And he's like, all right, cool. So you mean to tell me that none of the other lords were like, maybe we should just consider being independent? Like, why didn't we think of that? Why don't we just say that? They're not gonna, they're just gonna let her be like, oh yeah, you can go rule by yourself. We'll all just bend the fucking knee to this fucking kid in a wheelchair right here. Really? Really? Yo, a lot of shit was not thought out at all. Sending Jon back to the Night's Watch is just, I don't like to complain about the writing because, like, do what you want. I like to complain about how things are done. But for once, I'm going to complain. That was fucking terrible. That was just bad. That was bad. Sending him back to the Night's Watch, that was not a fitting end at all for him. That was so fucking depressing. It's just like, wow. It's like I've watched all these years and they just send his ass back to the Night's Watch, which is completely pointless because the Night King's dead. So now the Night's Watch is just essentially a prison. So if the Night's Watch is just a prison, why not just keep him in prison in King's Landing? Why? Unless Bran was like, oh, thought in a way that sending him to the Night's Watch is just a way of, you know, giving him his freedom. I don't fucking know. And then Arya goes off to be fucking Christopher Columbus and go discover some unknown, uncharted territory. The whole thing was just fucking terrible, and I feel like I wasted my time. I'm not gonna say that it wasn't as bad as Dexter, but it comes extremely close to Dexter territory in terms of series finales go, and that's not a good thing. That was really bad, completely rushed, man. That was not a fun watch at all. I was feeling it at first, you know. I'm like, there's a lot of tension. We're building up a lot of tension here. Tyrion walks out, does his thing, rips the pin off. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? And then like fucking nosedive. Complete and utter nosedive. Bad. And then Grey Worm or whatever the fuck they wanted to have us believe was going on between him and Jon Snow. I was just like, nigga, you're not gonna do nothing, because at this point, if you wanted to kill Jon Snow, you would have done it before you decided to put him in chains. So whatever, you can go and take your fucking Unsullied and go back to the Isle of Noth. Whatever, do your thing, man. I mean, at least for you guys that were pissed off a few episodes ago, at least Jon went back and petted his wolf, you know. I guess that's it. It's over. Everything's done. I don't even know what to think. I don't even know if I want to feel like I wasted like years of my life watching this show, or if I just want to like think about the good times I had watching it and just kind of black out this final half of the final season. But I'm not excited at all, man. I'm completely let down, like by far. They dropped the ball. And let's also talk about how the fact these niggas D&D decided to not come and defend their horrible decisions like they do every fucking week at the end of my Game of Thrones with their 10-minute spiel on why the fuck these characters do what they do. They didn't do that this week. They decided to keep their thoughts to their fucking selves because they know that they gave us a fucking egg of a series finale. My goodness. My goodness. My goodness. These are the people that they're giving Star Wars to? Y'all have fun with that, man. The last 3 Star Wars movies were already fucking trash, so good luck. That's all I'm gonna say. But how'd you guys feel about this series finale, man? You guys know how I feel. I normally don't come in on Game of Thrones with like a straight up rant. Like, I try to be diplomatic, but I just couldn't. I couldn't whatsoever. I had to come in here and rant because that was a shit ending. Complete shit. And they deserve whatever flame that they're gonna get for writing this series finale. But let me know how you guys feel about the episode. As always, follow on all my socials at your boy Roshi, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Check out the merch store. The link to that is down below. And consider becoming a patron if you would. I'd appreciate it. But that's all I got for you guys today, man. I hope you guys can get some good rest tonight and forget about this in the morning like I'm going to try to do. And I'll catch you guys next time. Y'all have a good night.